Nebraska, a rural state in the heart of America's Great Plains. We travel to Gretna, a quiet little town home to just 5,000 inhabitants. Just off the highway, this small gas station is a hub for local workers. 53-year-old David comes here every day for his morning coffee.
Morning, Joyce.
He's had this routine for almost 20 years. Every day before work at 7:30 a.m., he meets up with his pals Randy and Jerry, two local farmers.
Yeah, these guys are always here, and we come in here and we solve the world's problems every morning.
Yeah. It never works.
Nope.
These three musketeers are still looking for solutions to save the planet. But for the past 5 years, David has had less to worry about. He remembers it like it was yesterday, the day his life changed forever.
I was here in the morning, he went. He come in the door with a lottery ticket in his hand, and he walked over and he threw it right down on the table, and he says, I hit that son of a gun.
What was your reaction?
Why couldn't it be me? Yeah, why couldn't it be me?
Yeah, I knew him before he won the lottery ticket, and after he won it, now he's my best friend.
Yeah.
Was there a little bit of jealousy?
No, just more realization of the bad luck that I have.
On this day, David won the big bucks.
Thanks, guys.
$62 million. In a matter of seconds, he went from a poor working class man to an elite member of the 1%. He, of course, kept his old friends,
Go check out the shop. Just watch your step down there.
but quit his job as soon as he could. He was working as a mechanic at the workshop just next door.
This is where we do tire repairs, replace tires, did oil changes, cars, trucks, the semis like out there, tractors, farm equipment, anything that has a tire on it.
David was working 2 jobs to get by. 12-hour days for just $2,500 a month.
Send it and trade it in.
He encapsulated what it is to be poor in rural America.
Yep, that's what we do.
Now, David has all the makings of a millionaire. He drives a classic 1972 Dodge Challenger every day. He bought this gigantic $2 million property overlooking the plains. His greatest treasure, however, lies at the bottom of the garden. His workshop, twice as big as his old boss's. This former mechanic still likes to get his hands dirty. This time, it's as a hobby, tinkering with some of the best models.
I'm fairly new at this, but growing up, we always played, tinkered. So it's a learning process, but I got time to learn.
It's mostly trucks and race cars from the 50s in his collection, all of which have been lovingly restored and customized.
This one's a very, very fast and very expensive car now. So I've got about $120,000 in it. So money can do anything. And it makes things cool, that's for sure. I have plenty more. And I finally found one. So, this is, like I say, this is the 65 Chevy step-side pickup, something my dad and I always look for.
And it's not over just yet.
Let's go check out some more.
It never ends.
Never ends, that's right. I hope never.
Thanks to winning the lottery, David was able to realize a childhood dream. He is now the happy owner of over 20 cars, with a total worth of $500,000.
You could imagine that before?
Just imagine is all. Watch the TV programs. But yeah, you always had a dream of having a nice vehicle to work on, an old classic. And now I have several, so I'm catching up.
Millions of Americans try their luck every week, hoping to one day experience the high life.
No, dude! You just won $250,000.
The lottery is an institution in the U.S. 1 in 3 Americans play.
One Powerball ticket, please.
Almost 80 billion lottery tickets and scratch cards are sold each year. And given the size of the country, the jackpots are simply outrageous. Last year, a record jackpot was up for grabs, $1.5 billion, won in South Carolina. The winners are hailed like rock stars. Everyone wants a piece of the action.
Are you kidding? No, you're not kidding. No.
In Trump's America, everyone believes they can be a billionaire. Since winning the jackpot, Jack spends most of his days splashing his cash
It's only $60,000. That's not much.
and living his best life. His parents are worried about him and would prefer if he just led a normal life.
Cheers, living our best lives.
In Nebraska, David and Erica became the richest people in the country overnight.
Before the lottery, it was paycheck to paycheck, and everybody lived on their own. And now it's just a big, huge family, and we all party.
But they made a promise to themselves to stay true to their values.
We nickname ourselves the Redneck Rich because we haven't changed yet, so we're not changing.
However, becoming a billionaire is both a blessing and a curse.
This was just after the lottery win.
Like they're all dark around the edges. And
it ended up being the worst thing that ever happened to our family. It took him downhill.
Tim won $14 million 20 years ago. He's already thrown most of it away. Now he is campaigning to highlight the dangers of the lottery.
Say no to people. It's one of the most important lessons I had to learn. If I gave everyone what they wanted, I would have been broke a long time ago.
So what secrets lie behind the industry that has consumed the American people?
Okay, say 30,000.
30,000.
And what is life like for those lucky winners? We investigate when America hits the jackpot. Back in Nebraska, even though they're worth over $60 million, David and his wife Erica haven't forgotten their roots. Not long ago, 6 of them were crammed into this humble home in the working-class neighborhood of Gretna.
neighbors. This was our family home for about 16 years. The kids were raised here.
Even though we're not here anymore, the memories are still here.
Hi.
That's my oldest daughter, Amanda.
Amanda and her 2 kids are now living here, a present from Mom and Dad.
It's a perfect gift. You're really the most humble people I've ever met. So.
Safe and close. I give them good start, good foundation.
All the kids got their own home, so there was no jealousy.
This is the home we bought for Taylor. This one was about $225,000.
Their other son Corey's house was the same price. Their youngest still lives with them in this huge mansion. It was the first thing they bought with their $62 million check. 6,500 square feet in total. Huge, lavishly decorated rooms. A kitchen kitted out in wood and black granite. Sophisticated style for these nouveau riches who aren't fond of gold leaf or marble columns.
And this is where the magic happens.
David and Erica have stayed humble and kept their simple pleasures in life, like chilling in front of the TV.
And what better? You're in the tub watching TV. Yeah, the double shower heads are a must. Because he likes it hotter, I like it a little cooler, and that works.
After winning the lottery, this former nurse got the shopping bug, shown here by the war being fought in her closet.
My space, my space, my space. I'm just needing that space, but he won't give it up.
A real city girl.
Yeah. You have to accessorize, you know? You never know what kind of accessory you need. Like shoes, there's some of them that I have them in every color. Like, I kind of sorted them, but like this whole section, they're all the same, but just different colors, because you never know what you're gonna need.
Their total assets earn them $500,000 every year. But you'll not find any designer shoes or haute couture dresses, just some sneakers and T-shirts.
Before winning the lottery, you had a lot of stuff like this?
No, because we had tiny little closet. I think my stuff, we had drawers under our bed. I had to get a little creative where my clothes were.
That and most everything went for the kids. That was the priority.
If we had any extra money, it was something for them or something for the house to kind of upgrade the house a little bit as much as we could. My mom she would just start taking me out to dinner or taking me shopping to get something, because that way she knew the money was going to me and not back to the house. But now, I like shopping. So it's like Christmas every day.
Now the couple are living in a completely different world where anything is possible.
This is our basement / man cave.
Like transforming their basement into a 2,000 square foot games room.
Poker table.
Plastered with the colors of their favorite football team, the Nebraska Huskers.
So Dave got the Husker pool table, which he has not won a game on. Every time he plays somebody, he loses.
But their most prized purchase is outside.
And this is our little piece of heaven out here. Kind of a piece of paradise.
A 50-foot pool loaded with gadgets and a swim-up bar.
We can do all this from our phones nowadays. So we can turn on, we have waterfalls, we have fire, and it's just weird that you're mixing water and fire. We can turn on all our water slide, and the fire pits. I wanted just a pool. We had talked about putting a pool in the background, and the company we found, if you can think it, they can design it. For the company, this is the biggest pool they've done.
How much is it?
$500,000.
All this thanks to getting the right 6 numbers. The Herrig family keeps souvenirs in their house of the day their fate changed forever.
Forever.
What's that?
The press conference. There we go.
David and Erica. They are our newest millionaires. The first thing we want
So you look tired in some of those pictures.
Didn't sleep much.
This was 5 years ago. They just won the Powerball jackpot, the biggest lottery in the country. In front of a crowd of press, the state governor presented them with their check. It was a huge event in Nebraska.
This is called paparazzi.
David played every week since he was 30 years old.
I gotta turn the tables.
We want to turn the cameras back on you guys.
All you photographers, don't worry. I'm not looking for a job. I'm still funny and good looking.
I always joke the first time I got married, it was for looks. The second time it was for money. Little did I know it was the same guy.
Despite their riches, David and Erica have always stayed true to their values.
I told my friends before, or our friends, if you're friends with us on Tuesday, you're friends with us today, period. We don't want to lose them. They're who defines us. Family, friends, church. We're not going to change. You know, I'm still wearing the old Nebraska hat. It's not going to change.
5 years on, family, friends, and tradition still remain integral to the Herrigs' life. Now they can afford to enjoy themselves as much as they like. It's the day before Independence Day, the USA's national holiday. Everyone is on vacation. The Americans pay tribute to those who fought and still fight for their freedom. Gretna proudly displays the Star-Spangled Banners across town. The patriotic Herrick family wouldn't miss this event for the world.
You want the pineapple up here or down there?
Down there is fine. Yep.
Tonight, they're throwing the biggest party in the county. In a few hours, 150 people will be in their garden. And in Nebraska, a good party is all about the food, an endless supply of it.
Well, I have, like I said, the s'more dip wit in the oven. I have a couple pans of baked beans. I have a couple different dips. One is cream cheese, sausage, and salsa. And then if you follow me, I have some yummy treats in here. I made 4 different kinds of cupcakes. We have cookies, we have fruit trays. What else do we have? That's about it.
Erica can afford to hire a caterer.
I think all the other stuff, put them in that, pulled pork in one.
But this isn't that kind of house. At the Herricks, cooking's a family affair.
So this is how many pounds of meat, Steve, you think?
Oh, there's almost 100 pounds of brisket, 40 pounds of pulled pork, and 12 racks of ribs.
Look at how that just falls apart.
Brother-in-law Steve just spent the last 48 hours barbecuing over 100 pounds of extra tender meat.
It's a little bit cooler in there than
Nice.
No.
He's tasting it before I did. Is it any good?
No. It's great.
Despite their wealth, the Herricks stick to the rustic recipes of their working-class roots.
But if it's one of my parties, it is barbecue, it's tacos. It's easy to do and it feeds a lot of people.
Is it? Always good stuff.
And I just stay out of the way.
She supervises and tells us what to do.
And pays for it.
I said, no.
Yeah, she pays for it.
If you could have, for instance, champagne and caviar,
No, it is so funny. We nickname ourselves the Redneck Rich because we've never been into that kind of stuff. And so it's, we're not changing. So we haven't changed yet. So we're not changing.
What has changed, however, is the number of guests they can host in their garden. It's 6 p.m. The entire family and all the neighbors have invaded the Herricks' high-tech pool. It's like a water park. Mel, Erica's stepfather, never misses a party at the Herricks.
It's always a good party. Because it's all the food, booze, and pool party. I mean, what's bad about it?
How was it before the lottery?
Before the lottery, it was paycheck to paycheck, and everybody lived on their own. And now it's just a big, huge family, and we all party.
The program is Captain and Mount Hood and Fireball.
All paid for by the princess. The lottery hasn't just changed this couple's life. It's helped their family and friends, too. For Michael, Erica's dad, this money is a blessing.
I don't have to worry about them. And I don't have to worry about my other 2 daughters because I know that they will take care of my daughters. So the family is better because I think we know whatever the future brings, we're going to be okay. When they were poor, they would give their last dollar to someone who needed it. They do the same thing now. What has changed is their lifestyle. They live much differently, but as you see here today, they live it with other people.
Since cashing in their $62 million check, the Herricks are still as working class as ever. There's no bankers, lawyers, or CEOs on the guest list today.
You got people from all walks of life. You got firefighters, plumbers, electricians. You got a guy that does food right here, food service. And in the wintertime, he's Santa Claus. The best Santa Claus you ever see right here. That's right. Not these people. I mean, these are the ones you call friends. And you know they're your friends because they're here for the right reason.
David has been very generous to his friends. This small gathering cost him almost $12,000. That's the average cost of a wedding in France. After a 12-person conga on the water slide, the fireworks begin. Fireworks worth $8,000 for a 10-minute show in the sky. Five years later, David and Erica have stuck to their promise. They've stayed down to earth. However, there are many temptations for a lottery winner, and the money can disappear real quick. On an almost daily basis, Jack does a full 18 holes on his favorite course.
Good shot.
I never beat Jack.
You can't handle the pressure, kid. You can't handle the pressure. Did it?
At 50 years old, this happy-go-lucky guy wasn't always this way, but now he can afford to live a little.
My name is Jack Stressing from Buffalo, New York, and we won the lottery 4 years ago, $1,000 a day for life, and it never ends until I die. So I have nothing to worry about anymore, and this is what I do on my days off.
Jack certainly won less than the Herrigs, but he's managed to have a constant supply of money. Along with his parents and his brother, they won cash for life, $365,000 a year until they die. They divide this between three of them. Every year, Jack, Jeff, and Jack Sr. receive $120,000 into their account no matter what happens. He quit his job as a nurse straight away.
Right down the middle. 230.
And now makes the most of his early retirement.
Any normal patient would take that standing on their feet. I can do it off my knees.
Who is the best among the three guys?
At golf?
Yeah.
It's Jack.
Why is better?
Because he has time to play whenever he wants. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't work.
He's got no stress.
He probably plays 3-4 times a week.
He doesn't have a wife or kids at home bothering him.
Right.
Tell him to come home.
So that's the way to progress, not to work anymore.
Yeah, 100%.
But I don't practice like I used to because now I got too much going on with pool parties and going out every night, so I just can't do it.
Since winning the lottery, Jack's life is like one big vacation. After golf, he's heading out shopping. Here in Buffalo and Western New York. Despite the skyscrapers and buildings, this is an average-sized city of 300,000 inhabitants. One of the oldest ports on the East Coast, proud of their industrial past. Jack has lived here all his life with some of his oldest friends. This afternoon, he's going to flex his bank card with Joey.
What's up, buddy?
Let's go.
Let's do this.
Go get your new car.
Let's go do it.
Jack plans on buying himself a new car.
You excited?
I'm excited.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joey has been through a lot with Jack, especially during his turbulent career. First a nurse, he moved on to trading before then losing everything.
I knew when you used to work for a living. He wasn't as much fun then. He was fun, but not as much fun as he is now.
Why?
Now he's got more time to do fun things. He's less stressed, right?
Yeah. Well, I used to be kind of rich before when I used to trade stocks. That's when they liked me. And then when I became poor, they said they didn't want to hang out with me anymore. I had to move home for a year. So they used to make fun of me. And there's the movie quote, "Mom, where's the meatloaf?" Yeah, so they used to make fun of me a lot.
Jack is now earning $10,000 a month by doing absolutely nothing.
Let's go, buddy.
His only job now is to have fun.
What's up, I brought this guy with me.
How we doing? Good to see you.
So, is my car ready, man?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Let's do this.
Today, he's collecting his new toy, a $50,000 state-of-the-art SUV.
Jake, this is Hannah. Hey, how you doing? Nice to do your paperwork for you, okay? Yeah. If you want to go check it out.
However, there's no chance he's being scammed on the price.
Oh, this guy was tough.
I told you, I'm a tough customer.
You don't spend foolishly.
Right. Unless I want to start working again. Can't go too crazy.
But for this lottery winner, temptation is never far away.
That is pretty sweet. Is that the new one? Yep. It's only 60,000. That's not much. Maybe that's my next one. Let's go.
This former nurse has absolutely no regrets, as he'd never have been able to afford this car before.
Quick, it's fast. I like it. It's nice. Got a nice skylight roof here. I don't usually leave that open. I don't want to mess my hair up and stuff, so. You know. But it's nice to get a little tan though while we're driving. Watch this. Backup camera right in the mirror. Pretty neat, huh? Sago! I got a new car.
That's a beautiful car.
Like a kid at Christmas,
Awesome.
You like it?
Jack loves showing off his latest purchases to his neighbors. His life is almost entirely made up of friends and partying.
If you want, come over to the pool today. I got some people coming over.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I gotta go back to work, by the way.
Oh, are you working? He's actually working now. Back to work.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir. And give me a buzz.
It's 3 p.m. midweek, yet this young retiree is in high demand.
Yep, everyone's here.
With his winnings, Jack moved to a quiet suburban neighborhood. Well, quiet everywhere but Jack's place.
Look at this. They said some crazy person drove this car, parked funny, but I don't know who that was. We'll just park right here for now.
He bought this spacious house, and as you'll see, it became party central in the neighborhood. But his friends haven't come to enjoy this single gentleman's stylish interiors and golf trophies.
This is one of my most prestigious trophies that I won last year. We were drinking champagne out of this.
Or even his huge poker table.
This is, I had this custom made, Jack's Magic Shack. This is real alligator skin here on the rail.
It was expensive?
This was like $4,000. You got the tiger claw feet. It's beautiful.
What brings Jack's friends around, and more importantly his female friends, is found right behind this door.
What the hell's going on back here?
Every afternoon, even when he isn't there, his garden becomes a spring break destination. These young and pretty girls don't even wait for him to be home before starting the party.
What's up, Corby? What's up, Laura? What's up, Juliana? What's up, Ina? What's up, Lee?
Jack is a veteran partier and knows all the bars in Buffalo. Thanks to his lottery winnings, his house is now the place to be. Here, it's open bar for all the ladies who are simply his friends.
Booze, alcohol, snacks. I supply the pool, the music, and the waterfall, and the sunshine.
And your company.
And my company. That's the most important part. Right.
All use them before you won?
Oh, yeah. All of them. All of them. Those are friends for 10 years or so. Those are my bartenders. Bartenders, friends. Or they got to work later on at night. So I'm bored by myself during the day, so I need friends to come over.
Cost in total?
Oh, I don't know. Not a lot. Not a lot. Not a lot when you win the lottery. It's nothing. Hang on, I'll jump off the waterfall for you guys.
In this $300,000 property, Jack has built his own paradise. There's just one tiny thing missing from his perfect life.
More sex. Definitely more sex.
Definitely for that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm in a slump. I need a real woman. A real woman, real 2 women, real 3 women, whatever.
Jack is constantly surrounded by ladies, but is still single.
Like he just enjoys life. And he wants all of his friends and family to enjoy life with him. And that's what makes him like the best. We love Jack.
A life without financial worry, entirely made up of rest and relaxation. But his parents, who have a share in the winnings too, aren't happy with his lifestyle. They live 5 minutes away from Jake.
Open the door.
Uh-oh. Here comes Jack.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, Junior?
What's going on?
You have a good day golfing?
Both 73-year-old Jack Sr. and his wife Sharon want their son to find a wife and worry about his debauched life. So every time he visits, they don't hesitate to remind him.
You gotta work 6 days a week.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if he got a job now, a part-time job doing something.
No, I'm not doing anything.
He could be a little cleaner on his house. That's my lazy one. That's my lazy baby.
Lazy fun one. That's I'm not lazy. I just don't feel like working.
Yeah.
Golfing was hard today. It was hot out there.
Oh.
Golfing, pool parties.
Oh.
Darts.
But you never invite us over for you to use your pool.
You can go over now if you want.
Oh.
Tomorrow's Bikini Sundays. So.
Oh, God.
Supposed to have a topless Thursday, too, I heard.
Topless Tuesdays.
Oh, Tuesday.
Topless Tuesday.
That's why I got gray hair.
You better not.
Ma's got gray hair.
I better not walk in
Junior.
that yard and see any topless.
Jack Sr. and Sharon are a lot wiser with their winnings. Their only luxury, this 4,000-square-foot mansion with a big garden to walk their Shih Tzu Pepita. Dad worked as a steel worker while Mom stayed at home to raise a family. The couple always worked hard to get by. They still haven't gotten used to living in such luxury.
This is my kitchen. We have a beautiful microwave and a beautiful refrigerator. I do all my cooking here. I even have a dishwasher, which I never had in my whole life.
And do you use it?
No. I use it at Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Sharon and Jack Sr. would have never been able to afford all this with their pension, which is less than $1,000 a month. The former steelworker even got to buy himself something he'd always dreamed of having.
Welcome to my basement. The best about the house was my man cave basement, where men can be men.
This is his pride and joy, with a huge movie theater at the back and a blown-up poster of the ticket that changed his life.
They all came out. It was our birthdays. The numbers 4, 8, 17, 20, and 21, and they come out exactly just the way I put them down on the ticket.
Before hitting the jackpot, the lives of both sons in this modest family seemed to be already mapped out. Small jobs before long years of hard work.
And we never used to give the kids spending money. They were paper
We had
boys,
paper boys, yeah.
dishwashers.
Worked at the gas station at the drive-thru.
Since 14 years old.
Yeah.
Something like that.
They had to
So.
earn their own money.
Yep.
Yeah.
They know what it is to work, believe me.
Yeah, they do.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I don't have to work. That's why I've been working since I've been 12.
No more eat, work, sleep, repeat. Jack is a living advert for the lottery. This is exactly the type of person that the lotteries want as their poster boy. In the U.S., the lottery is a gigantic dream factory. To encourage Americans to play more and more, the winning jackpot keeps growing, and those who win make the front page and become overnight stars.
Welcome, California's latest millionaire.
The Americans can't get enough of these Lucky Lots lives. Even reality TV shows have been made about them.
$180 million. Right,
yeah.
You're my new best friend.
Like this one, where the presenter helps them find their new dream home. Happy winners who are more than happy to show the world their new lifestyle. It's like striking gold for the lotteries. We're in Denver, Colorado, right at the foot of the Rocky Mountains. This bright and shiny building is the U.S. Lottery headquarters. Contrary to popular belief, the lottery industry isn't run by big businesses, but in fact by public funds.
How are you today? I think I just won something.
Kay is a real estate agent. She has 5 out of 6 numbers from the latest Powerball.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I won 30,000.
Awesome. Okay, let me.
This tiny sum will allow her to enter the Winners Club, those that the lottery chooses to publicize.
Hi, are you Kay? Congratulations. It's so nice to meet you. I'm Jennifer. Come on in.
She is welcomed by Jennifer, who is a local government employee. She's the happy face of the Colorado Lottery, the one that gives out the big checks.
Okay, there we go. Look at that.
That's for me.
Okay, if you don't mind standing right there.
All right.
In exchange, every winner must pose for the camera.
Okay, say 30,000.
30,000.
Well, looking good.
It's really exciting. Yeah, it's the happiest place on earth.
Kay's photo will be instantly shared on the lottery's website. She'll join the winner's wall. In America, having money is not a taboo, and when you win, you have to make it public.
In France, winners all remain anonymous. Why is it important for you to do this kind of things?
This is important for us because we really want to be transparent. It's really important that people see real Coloradans win. You know, when they see someone like Kay, they know, okay, someone really won. And sometimes people, you know, they're disbelievers and they're not sure someone really won.
The Colorado Lottery goes even further with this. To advertise, they utilize every inch of the winner's happiness, something they can communicate easily to the world. Their specialty, filming the reaction of people when they find out how much they've won.
And we're about to surprise Diego B. with a huge check for $250,000. Hey, Diego, how you doing?
Good.
We have some big news for you.
I think your Christmas just got a whole lot better. You just won $250,000.
Ow! No! No way! No, dude! No! 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 No, dude!
You just won $250,000.
The lottery has organized everything with Diego's family. He's on the verge of a heart attack.
No way!
Merry Christmas.
Here, this.
Wow.
What does $250,000 mean to you?
It changes my life and everyone around me's life.
Are you George?
I'm George.
Hi.
Whether surprising people at work or at home, the message remains the same. This could happen to anyone, anytime, anywhere. All you have to do is play.
I can't see it. I got to put on my glasses.
However, there is a dark side to the lottery, too.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited.
Thank
you
you.
spend that money and have fun and
Thank
enjoy your
you.
boys. And
So nice to meet you too.
thank you.
When winners leave with their check, they're often left to fend for themselves with no financial advice. But playing and even winning has its risks. For some, winning the jackpot can be the start of a hellish journey. In Canada, a stone's throw from the majestic Niagara Falls, Daniel is the victim of his own fate. The 38-year-old is part of Niagara United, a counseling group that helped him get back on track.
Can you hear it back there? Hello, hello. Can you hear it?
His trauma? Winning the jackpot, $5 million at just 23 years old.
I felt like I was on top of the world and that, you know, that this money would just never run out. It was almost like I was living the life as a rock star. I was just go out and party. And within 2 years, about two to maybe $2.5 million was gone in bad businesses.
The rest of the $5 million went down the drain over the next 2 years due to bad business and substance abuse. The lottery funded his habit.
I was heavily addicted, and I had to resort to selling drugs. It was right back up, you know, $400, $500, $600 a day.
His demise eventually led him to jail, where he spent 2.5 years inside for dealing drugs. This is, in fact, what saved him. He had to get clean.
that's where I've been, and that's some of the stuff that has helped me get to where I am today.
Daniel isn't an isolated case. 1/3 of winners end up losing everything. Americans even have a term for this, the lottery curse. Jed, Daniel's father, and his sister Naomi watched helplessly as this went on.
I almost cried.
I was like, don't look at me because I will cry more. I had my sunglasses on though. I was like,
me too.
Daniel is on the path to redemption, but this former millionaire is penniless at 40 years old and had to return to live with his parents in this modest house.
Come on, Bella, sit down and eat. Hey, dig in, guys. You need a drink?
A man who believed he was on top of the world while spending $1,000 a day on drugs now works as a car mechanic. Daniel is still recovering. The lottery not only nearly broke a man, but his entire family too.
This was just after the lottery win. You can kind of see my eyes. You can tell I was like they're all dark around the edges and from not sleeping much. And
it ended up being the worst thing that ever happened to our family. It took him downhill. All of us, we basically lost him.
We tried so many different times to, get him to stop doing what he was doing. Trying to give him an advice. No, just leave me alone, just leave me alone.
As soon as the check was cashed, Jed and Naomi saw Daniel become surrounded by vultures, a feast for fake friends, crooked investors, and other scammers.
They got the claws in too deep, and it was kind of irreversible. Well, when he hit rock bottom, that was the calling card, and he came to us and asked if he could come home. And we gave him the rules. No more of this, no more of that. We always loved him unconditionally, and sorry.
Daniel's $5 million win essentially ruined 15 years of his life. He's never bought a lottery ticket since. For all winners, managing millions of dollars without any preparation is a struggle. One of them is even campaigning against these easy money traps. Timothy Schultz is one of the youngest Powerball winners in the U.S. Before winning, he worked at a gas station like this one. Tim was 21 and broke when he won a check for $14 million.
So my father woke me up. I was sleeping and he banged on the door and he basically said, "Tim, somebody won the Powerball." So he knew that I played once in a while. I said, and I looked at the numbers in the newspaper and it was like surreal. I was like, it felt like a dream. And then we literally started hugging each other like two, grown people like two kids in a candy store is what it felt like.
The young gas station attendant from deepest Iowa sold himself his own winning ticket. He became young, rich, and famous overnight.
And so I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't go to the grocery store without people recognizing me. I had people asking me for my autograph.
20 years later, he's back to being anonymous.
How's it going?
Good, you?
Good. Could I just get one Powerball ticket, please?
But continues to play the lottery every week in the hope of winning again.
Just holding a ticket is like, oh. I mean, I know the power that comes with this if you happen to win.
His emotions are still intact, but his fortune has dipped a lot. There is only $5 million left in his checking account. A big fan of cinema, Tim has been organizing festivals over the past few years and producing his own animations, which have all flopped. So, to prevent other lottery winners from making the same mistakes, he decided to create a community, a YouTube channel where he gives winners a platform to share their stories, whether good or bad.
So this is the first lottery winner I'm actually going to be interviewing in person, so this is going to be fun.
Today, he's meeting Denise from Manteca, California, who lives in a suburban Wisteria Lane-like neighborhood.
Hi, Denise.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Yeah. This is a beautiful home.
Thank you.
He spotted her in the real estate lottery winner show. Denise won $785,000.
You ready for this?
Wow.
She now lives in this beautiful villa with 2 of her 8 kids. But before, she was working 3 jobs and had just lost her home.
She lives here. She lives there. My grandson lives here. His mother lives here, and his sister lives here. Like I said, it's hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
Really, for all of my daughters, because in case their men are assholes, they could always come home. That's why.
This brave mom didn't spend her cash on luxury cruises or a big car. She invested everything into this house to give her family a home and set herself up for retirement. She wants to send out a message on Tim's channel.
Sit down there and I'll just focus it.
If you do win the lottery, you need to learn how to resist temptation.
A lot of people, when I win the lottery, they're like, why didn't you travel? Why didn't you, with the money? And, that's all good, but at the end of the day, what do you got when you're done with your vacations?
The entertainment industry, I've made.
You also need to learn how to say no to loved ones and others. Tim received hundreds of letters from strangers asking him for money.
And so I've been exploring. Have you had anyone ask you for money
I had one cousin.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention. I just how you always have one person in the family that's got a lot of balls? Well, that's her.
Yeah. It's one of the most important lessons I had to learn because it was really tough, especially for people that I love. If I gave everyone what they wanted, I would have been broke a long time ago.
The Herrigs in Nebraska have so far managed to avoid every trap which the more naive winners fall victim to. They quickly learned how to manage their $62 million. With their impressive pickup truck and golf cart, the couple are heading to check out their latest big investment. 1 hour away from their mansion, they've bought 400 hectares of land, forests, and ponds right in the middle of the Nebraska farming plains. Behind this gate lies the Herrig Estate, the new lords of Otoe County.
We've arrived.
Well, it's more David's estate.
Erica, you like this farm?
No,
Too dirty.
it's too dirty.
David has started farming.
Ready?
He'll rent some of the land out to farmers and take a percentage of their profits. The rest is for him, a 300-hectare private estate for hunting and fishing. A dream come true for David. Not so much for Erica.
Not that pretty right now.
It's that time of the year. All the land altogether was $2.5 million. So, and you can't go wrong owning land as long as you take care of it. So that's the biggest thing.
Erica doesn't really understand this huge investment. Despite being multimillionaires, they still try to remember the value of money.
You got to always be aware of what you're spending because it goes quick.
How big or small your budget is, you got a budget.
Yeah.
And what's your month's budget?
It's about 25 grand a month.
So the big spender, that one.
He buys big things, cars, trucks. So my little $20 purchases versus his $30,000 car.
Erica is very protective, but the couple can easily live like kings. Just the interest generated from their fortune earns them $500,000 a year.
A boy and his toys.
David could chill out all day at home, but this isn't that kind of family.
For us, at our age, being young and retired, you still have to do something. You can't just, I'm retired, sit around, you know.
Sure you can. I do it every day.
David spends the free time he's gained on others now. Before the lottery, he didn't even have time to see his family between his 2 jobs. But since winning, he's been able to achieve his 50-year childhood dream, become a voluntary firefighter. This commitment also allows him to stay grounded.
It's nice to have people being recognized like that for more than just the lottery winner, you know. Because, I mean, the lottery was one quick moment, but I'm still the same person. I got to be true to myself, so. And I try to do that through my service to the community.
His fame and fortune are often joked about at the fire station.
No, it doesn't come up. I mean, it doesn't need to come up. If he chooses to tell somebody, that's his business, not mine to tell him. So if people come in and they know, so be it. But at the end of the day, he's one of us. So is that the right answer? I don't know.
I'll pay you later.
So I expect for Christmas.
Yeah.
Instead of being Santa Claus, Dave now has the honor of driving the biggest truck, his childhood dream.
Here we go.
He'll take it out around the town of Gretna for the national holiday. Every 4th of July, the townsfolk pay tribute to their fire servicemen and women who watch over the city voluntarily.
You always got to have a cause or a purpose, always. You got to have something to get you out of bed in the morning. It took over 40 years to figure out who I am. I can't change now, so.
This millionaire has managed to find a balance by giving his time to others, and it doesn't stop there.
Makes so many people happy.
Yep. Everybody's happy to see the fire truck unless it's our house is on fire.
He's also an active member of the church and helps veterans. Since winning, he's donated almost $150,000 to local charities. He's become Gretna's benefactor. This is his lottery winner's recipe for success: being appreciated for who you are, not what you have. Back in Buffalo, Jack is less selfless with what he spends. He prefers making the most of his money in the moment.
Captain Kenny in the house!
The life of a young and rich retiree.
What's going on, ladies?
On most nights, you'll find him partying with friends and their girlfriends.
Now at least we got beautiful women here, so that's all that matters. You guys are considered beautiful. So.
On today's agenda, a boat trip around Lake Erie to take in the sunset over the Buffalo skyline.
This is what you call being happy and not having a care in the world. Right here.
Oh, what a scratch off!
We picked the numbers.
Bullshit, yeah.
You didn't even know me.
Despite his cash-happy attitude, Jack isn't stupid. He realizes that he sees his friends a lot more since winning.
We do have cash for life, so I can't die. Everything was good. No.
Do you want to sign something?
Even if I get married, the wife can't kill me, because once I die, the money stops. So that'll teach her.
Good salary.
That'll teach her. Yeah.
I fucking let down again.
Oh, living our best life. Cheers, living our best life.
Thanks to his lottery winnings, Jack has many good days ahead. Americans continue to dream of hitting the jackpot.